Wow, what a start to the season. The 2023 Bahrain Grand Prix was a great opening race. We had battles up and down the grid, with Fernando Alonso taking on old rival Lewis Hamilton and overtaking him in spectacular fashion, before pulling another brilliant move on Ferrari's Carlos Sainz, culminating in Alonso and Aston Martin taking their very first podium together and on their first attempt. After impressive showings in testing and practice, the hype was real, and oh boy did they deliver. It's a big win for Aston Martin and such an incredible improvement from what we saw last year, and all the signs say this is only the beginning. The AMR 23 debut was a game changer, and it raised some serious questions about their rivals. Who knew that Aston Martin could jump over the midfield teams and humble the big hitters like Ferrari and Mercedes? Even with a little push from Charles Leclerc's Ferrari breaking down, Alonso had to fight hard to pass both Mercedes and Carlos Sainz's Ferrari to earn this podium. He said it himself, they surpassed their expectations. They were aiming to be at the front of the midfield with podium finishes, not taking the podium at their very first race of the season. That's a big leap for the team. Max Verstappen even thinks that Aston Martin can win races this year. Now that's a compliment from the two-time world champion, hoping to make it 3 in a row this season. Verstappen has a point though. Even when Red Bull were way behind the dominant Mercedes, Verstappen managed to pick up a few wins at the right tracks and in the right circumstances. And so far, it does look as though Aston Martin is the second best car in the grid. Imagine the scenes if we saw Fernando Alonso win a race again, at 41 years of age no less. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Let's touch on Ferrari and Mercedes quickly though, because they did give Alonso a tough fight. And let's be honest, he probably wouldn't have been on that podium if it wasn't for Leclerc's DNF. More reliability concerns for Ferrari, and it's only the first race. Mercedes on the other hand looked to have almost taken a step back from where they were last year. Especially towards the end, it was starting to look so promising for the once dominant team. However, I think it's becoming clear that the zero side pod philosophy is not working, and their entire aerodynamic concept will most likely have to change. Something that's definitely not an overnight fix. And Aston Martin, a team that finished 7th in the standings last year, beat them on track. That's gotta sting. Of course, Leclerc thinks he could have held off Alonso if his car had kept running, but let's face it, Aston Martin was on fire, and Ferrari's predictions were wrong. Carlos Sainz knew what was coming. He said that their reality was that Aston Martin could beat them due to Ferrari's inability to look after its tyres. Ouch. Lewis Hamilton was full of praise for Alonso and Aston Martin, even if he did admit that Mercedes is the 4th fastest team right now. And here's the ultimate slap in the face for Mercedes: Aston Martin uses their engine and parts. A customer team beating the works team. Talk about shooting yourself in the foot. Nevertheless, it was a fantastic start to the season, and we can't wait to see what's next for the teams. This is going to be exciting.